Today we will see about the carboelement test for amines. So carboelement test is also called as Hoffman's isocyanates test. So it is mainly used for the detection of primary amines. That primary amine may be an aliphatic amide or aromatic amine. This test is especially used in organic qualitative analysis to detect the presence of primary aliphatic amines or primary aromatic amines. For example, if you are having any aliphatic amines like methylamine means we can detect using this carboelement test. Similarly, we can detect aromatic amines like aniline also using this carboelement test. When we are adding this aromatic amines with chloroform, it gives isocyanate or isonitrile, which gives the foul smelling compound. From that foul smell we can determine that the given compound is aliphatic primary amine or aromatic primary amine. Let's see this reaction. So this is nothing but a primary amine by the reaction with chloroform in presence of strong alkali. On heating, we can form this isocyanate, or otherwise we can call this as isonitrile by the liberation of water molecule as well as potassium chloride salt. This isocyanate can also be called as isonitrile. This isocyanate can also be called as carboylamine, which is having the character of foul smell character. Let's see the mechanism of this reaction. The first step is this is nothing but what? Chloroform, and this is nothing but potassium hydroxide. We all know this. So when you are reacting with this chloroform with potassium hydroxide, initially we will form this carbon trichloride by the liberation of water molecule. So how we are forming it is, so herewith I have drawn this structure in a descriptive manner. So carbon is surrounded by hydrogen as well as 3 chlorine atoms. Initially we are removing this KCl by the liberation of water molecule. How means, we all know it. In this one H plus and then OH minus will be removed as water molecules. If it is removing its H as H plus means it gives us electrons towards this carbon atom. So we will have lone pair of electrons on this carbon atom. Again still we are having K plus here. So when we are reacting with this K plus, there is the removal of Cl minus here. So still we will have 2 lone pair of electrons. So CCl2, this is nothing but carbene. If we are having any 2 electrons with this carbon atom means then we can call that as a carbene. Otherwise we can call this as dichlorocarbene by the liberation of KCl here. So now we are having, in the first step, initially we will have dichlorocarbene, or otherwise simply we can call that as carbene. So then if you are reacting this dichlorocarbene with primary amine, what will happen is, so it is, we all know it, nitrogen will have lone pair of electrons on it. So it donates its lone pair of electrons towards this carbon atom. So nitrogen will have positive charge and carbon will have negative charge. Already we are having one lone pair of electrons by the removal of this hydrogen atom. So nitrogen donating its lone pair of electrons towards this carbon atom. So it will accumulate positive charge and carbon will accumulate negative charge. This is next step. And then what will happen means, if you are removing this H as H plus means, here already we are having one negative charge. This H plus will get bonded with this carbon. So here there is a bond formation between this carbon and this hydrogen as CH bond. If it is removed as H plus means, again it will have negative charge. That negative charge again we can represent that as lone pair of electrons. Now this positive charge disappeared because of this removal of proton atom. So this H plus gets attached to this carbon atom. So there is the bond formation as CH. Again this nitrogen will have lone pair of electrons. And the next step, initially in this reaction we know this. Initially we have taken 3 KOH. So here only 1 KOH reacted. So again the second KOH is getting reacted in the next step. The same step it will happen. So initially what will happen means, this Cl minus and this K plus will be removed as KCl. So still, so if there is any Cl minus removal means, then it will have positive charge here. Cl minus removed with this this potassium, so it will have positive charge here. Then what will happen means, if there is the removal of H plus here, H plus and then this OH. So if it is removed as H plus, again it will have negative charge here. By the removal of Cl minus here, this carbon will have positive charge here. By the removal of H plus here, this nitrogen will have negative charge here. This negative and this positive will form a double bond here. So we form a double bond between this nitrogen and then carbon by the removal of KCl and then water. Now in this compound we will have Rn double bond CH and only one chlorine atom, because here one chlorine atom is removed as KCl here. So in this compound we are having only one chlorine atom. Again the third KOH molecule gets reacted into this compound. How means? Again the same reaction. So initially what will happen means this K plus and this Cl minus will be removed as KCl. So again it will have the same two lone pair of electrons and then one hydrogen and two double bonds will be there. If you are removing again H plus with this OH minus here, so again there is a removal of water molecule. Now the carbon will have two lone pair of electrons. So here it had only one lone pair of electrons. By the removal of second hydrogen atom, again carbon will have one more lone pair of electrons. So again carbon will have one more lone pair of electrons. Totally carbon will have two lone pair of electrons. So we all know it. We all know that the valency of carbon is 4. It should be surrounded by 4. It should be surrounded by 4 electrons. So in this, if you are considering here one electron, here one electron, so and then two lone pair of electrons, totally carbon is surrounded by 6 lone pair of electrons. So we all know it. Already nitrogen is having one lone pair of electrons. So if you are shifting this lone pair of electrons towards it, so the nitrogen will have positive charge and this will have negative charge here. Carbon will have negative charge here. So totally in this 6 lone pair of electrons is there. So if 6 lone pair of electrons is there, we can consider that is only one excess pair of electrons, because carbon needs 4 valency, so only one excess of electrons. So after donating this lone pair of electrons towards this carbon atom, this carbon will have negative charge here. This is nothing but what? Isocyanate. So Rn positive charge, triple bond C and then negative charge. So one negative charge, one lone pair of electrons. So this is nothing but what? So this is nothing but isocyanate. So this can also be called as isonitrile. This is nothing but isocyanate. Alkyl isocyanate. If the R group is aromatic, means then we can call that as aromatic isocyanate, or this we can call that as this is isonitrile, or otherwise simply we can call this as carbylamine. So this is the mechanism for the carbylamine test with amines. Thank you.